horse room. Today I am filming my annual collection room, horse room tour. So if you're watching this, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, this is like a week, maybe 2 weeks before BreyerFest. Hopefully getting this out to be your on the way to Kentucky entertainment, hypothetically, which is so exciting. I can't wait. This is my first time going in person and I have so many plans and want to meet so many people, and it's been years building up to actually being able to go in person for me. So I'm very, very excited. But that being said, as I briefly mentioned at the very beginning, this is going to be the last both collection tour and YouTube video that I film in this horse room, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, we are closing on our house at the end of July. So with the exception of, I don't know how I'm gonna handle my BreyerFest haul. I guess maybe a clip of that would get filmed in here, potentially. But besides that, this is the last like full YouTube video that I will be filming in this horse room. Definitely the last collection tour. So, I'm gonna try to make this shorter than last year's and the prior years because not a ton has changed. This room is pretty well documented, so I do still want to do this because I do it every year, but not a ton has changed. So yeah, we'll highlight some like fun new horses, fun new additions to the room. There's a little bit of chaos in here right now because I am packing and prepping for BreyerFest, so there's some things in here that maybe wouldn't normally be in here, but it looks pretty good, so we're gonna give it a shot today and get this out before BreyerFest. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, while I'm sitting on the floor, I want to start off with, thank you, start off with my work table in the corner here. So on top, we just have my light box, which I haven't used in a while, but there she is, along with some hobby goodies. I've got some of my wooden signs that I make for my business, my hobby business, that I have just kept for myself, because if you don't keep your own creations, what are you doing? And then up top, I have just some goodies from you all and friends that I have made in the hobby and things I have collected through live showing over the past year. I also have, this is new, my Ponies and Palm Trees shadow box with some keepsakes from our trip in November. And then there's a couple Christmas cards from friends. So this is like my scrapbook corner almost. Down at the bottom, we've got all of my showing goodies. So my filing cabinets, essentially, and my organization of Nan cards and references and tags, binder supplies, stuff like that. Everything I need to prep for live shows and keep stuff from live shows organized is tucked into these 3 little filing cabinets. And then my wooden Budweiser box is actually my business display for my live shows. So I'll get you a little peek into that. So this is all this looks like for now. It's packed for BreyerFest, so it's a little bit more light than it probably would normally be. And then of course, coffee. Okay, I actually don't remember if I had these shelves in here last year or not, but these are my middle shelves here. There's one facing this direction in the middle, and then there's the exact same shelf on the back that we'll get to in a minute. But here's this one. On top, we have my Geronimo Conga. Not too much new here. As always, my big highlight of this Conga is my white-maned Ambrose, who is a 1 of 2 variation on that run. And then I do have some new live show awards that'll be featured in this collection tour that obviously I did not have last year because I did not start live showing until September. Then down on this shelf are my Roxy's. Again, not too much new here from last time, except for, oh goodness, Shining and Sassy, who was the Lone Star event model. She's lovely. She's got bird catcher spots. Can't really see them from here, but she's very nice. And then another highlight is always my spot on. Here they are, they're lovely. The open show prize this year is a Roxy, and she's so pretty. I love this mold. Okay, and then the bottom two shelves house my Cleveland Bay Conga. Been working on getting the rotating draft surprises this year, slowly, mostly from live shows. The only one I am missing now is the Buckskin Pinto, so I will be on the hunt for him. But I love the Wedgwood, which you guys know I'm not a decorator collector, but I just love the Wedgwood. He's so pretty. I also love the Leopard Appaloosa. I love them all, but especially those two. They're very, very pretty. Okay, so that was my first center shelf here. Okay, next we'll move on to my side shelf, my side cube shelf over here. This is mostly a stock horse shelf, but got some other goodies thrown in. Up top we have my Dundees. The most recent addition to this Conga is Glossy Pepto Boonsmall right here, who, we'll focus on him, was a Glossy Collector Club appreciation model. This year just got released a couple of weeks ago. He's very pretty. Here they are. I love these guys. Breyer has done so many cool colors on this mold. I especially love the original, and then next to him, the Roan Extreme Sabino from BreyerFest 2021. Okay, and on the next shelf we have mares. We've got two Bobby Joes here out of the Blue and Cirrus. We've got my Firefly and Hawkeye sets here. I love the original premiere set. They're so pretty. And we've got two more Bobby Joes, the original, and then this girl is new for this year. She was the 2022 flagship special, Kendall, and she's really, really lovely. They did a great job with her. Okay, and then here we have some more assorted stock horses. The only two Indian ponies that I still have. My Cooper from the Vintage Club. Here we've got a bunch of silvers back there in the dark. Found little foals. And then here, if I can maneuver to get around to it, is my, I believe this is Man-O-War Conga. So I've got the two realistic Lancelots and then the 2023 Vintage Club Secretariat. He's really cool. Breyer did a great job with that run and highlighting Secretariat this year. I really, really love him. And on the bottom, we have Latigo. Lots of Latigos. And a little bit of room for more Latigos if I would like to add more. Which of course, my favorite out of these guys is probably the original. I also love the Buckskin Bollywood Surprise. They're both lovely. And then in this corner, we have the organized chaos that is my live show supplies, because I'm going to start packing for the open show as soon as I stop filming this video. So all of this is currently in the horse room. So there we go. Okay, moving on to my light horse shelf. On the top, we have my Weather Girl Conga. New for this year is Flamingo, the Birds of a Feather web special. She's quite lovely. And I believe also new for this year might be Zarafina, the Premier Club Arabian Mare from 2022. There she is. She's quite lovely. Then the next shelf is my first Ashquar shelf. Don't think much has changed here. My favorite out of these guys is definitely the original. And then room for more Ashquars if I choose to add more, which is good because I would like to. I really love this mold. And then obviously here we have Thunder, the regular run, and Saran, I think he was a brick and mortar special. And then on the bottom shelf we have the mares. I've got my 3 Pams back there. Sierra Rose and Farah are my favorites there. They're so lovely. And we've got my 3 Secession and the Fire sets. The bays all the way on the right are definitely new for this year. They were the, I believe, flagship specials for 2023. Okay, and then now we will move on to my upper shelf here. It looks like we've had a casualty. My Danny sign bit the bullet, probably because of the humidity we've been having, but that's okay. Okay, starting over here are my Emersons. I love these guys. Truly one of my favorite molds. I believe Chadwick is new from the last time I filmed. Chadwick was a 2022 Collector Club special run, I believe. And then Crane, my sweet guy. I just love him. He is one of my collection favorites. Look at his stupid little face. Oh my goodness. Okay, and next are my Idicus boys. I do love this mold. New for this year, I know, is Mr. Valiant, another connoisseur. I was very happy to finally add him. I've been wanting to add him for so long. So it was nice to finally add one. And then also Chablis, who was a BreyerFest 2022 limited edition, the one with the longer stripe in the middle there. And then of course a highlight of this Conga is my Nirvana, who is an event model from the Seattle Soiree in 2020. He's a run of only 96. And then next is my BreyerFest Shrine. I've got my 2 porcelain Triple Crown winners, Justify and American Pharaoh. I've got this mug from 2021, the plush from 2018, the cow from 2020, Hamish. And then what I do for every BreyerFest that I've participated in, I keep a new in box celebration model. And then on each of these boxes, I push in the pins from that year. So you'll see Reggie with the Celtic Fling pin, Nicholas with a plethora of Prost pins, and then Danny with her Horse of a Different Color pin. And then I also get the plush from every year, so plush from 2021, 2022, and 2020, little Mackenzie. Yes, baby! Oh my goodness! Whoa! Do you have to be the center of attention? Okay, now we are on this side. So we're going to go over my racehorse molds. We'll start with Ruffian. I don't think anything has changed for my Ruffians, but they are still ever lovely. Same for my Smarties. I don't think anything has changed for them, but I do love them. Especially love the Bay Tobiano Dark Horse Surprise and the 70th anniversary paint. We've got some fun Breyer artwork hanging up in this corner. And then we start all of my mounted shelves here, my quote-unquote floating shelves. Here I've got all of my limited run classics. Most of these are Collector Club Gambler's Choice models. I've got my 2 Nayadis. The only one I'm missing is the Donalino, and I will be on the hunt for him at BreyerFest. Then I've got 2 regular run American Dreams behind them. I've got my 3 sliders. I still love this set. I'm going to a show this fall that is only classic scale and smaller, so I'm gonna actually get to show some of these guys, and I'm very excited. They are so much fun. And I also have my one and only Scotty. I will also be on the hunt for the rest of these guys at BreyerFest. And then I also have my Vintage Club Thoroughbred Champion, who is such a pretty model. I really love that one. They did a great job. I love the Vintage Club classics. They are so much fun. Okay, now we're going to get to the minis. Oh boy, I know I've added a lot of minis. There's so many. Okay, so this is my light shelf for the minis. I know, I think actually most of these guys are new. So here is my mini Marvelous, who is absolutely lovely. He was a really cool addition. Next we start my stock horse shelves. There we've got my mules with my 3 realistic fins. I love them. And then the World Equestrian Games vaulting horse is also new, the second one in that conga there. Here we've got all of my reiners. The mini Smart and Shiny is new, as well as the World Equestrian Game reiner. Okay, top 2 shelves, and I'm on my tippy toes, so I'm doing my best here. We've got big highlights are the mini Hermosa and Corazon, as well as mini Pesos, as well as the original Morado. I think those are my big new additions to these congas, but they are lovely, and some of my favorite mini molds. Also, of course, we have my grandfather's Breyer horses that I have saved, and they will go nowhere and they will sit there and look old and be very nostalgic. So there they are. And similarly, we have my first Breyer horse set, the Spirit and Rain Classic set. Spirit is missing in here, and they've clearly been very loved, but they're not going anywhere. They get to sit and look nice and crusty and nostalgic up there. Okay, my middle shelf here is mostly sport horses. On the top, we have all of my Breyer Original Finish resins. Most of these are from the Breeds of the World series, except for a few are also from the, I think it was like Famous Artists series. So on the right is Whistle Jacket, and then the gray in the middle there is the Da Vinci's horse. And I believe the rest of them were Breeds of the World. Not as well versed in these runs, but I do have that nice group of 6 there. Okay, so we'll start at the bottom. I have my quote-unquote standing thoroughbred mold here. I show them all as warm bloods, so to me it's a warm blood mold, but here they are. I think maybe Mini Ruffian is new from last year. Don't remember, but I love this mold. Big highlight here is, of course, Meringue, the single day stablemate, and Mini Ruffian as well, who is also a single day stablemate. In the middle, we have my one and only collectible. I, to be honest, don't even know which one this is. I think it's, nope, I have no idea, but it's cute, so there it is. And then here we have my 2 smaller sport horse congas, the Warm Blood Mare. Aria is new, the single day stablemate for this year, I know that. And then my 2 Charlestons, they're at the end. I love this mold, and I'm very excited for the single day stablemate. I think he's a single day stablemate for this year. He's like a champagne color, he's very pretty. Okay, middle shelf are my mini Hanoverians. I do have a Shiloh, he is just out for repairs right now, so that's why there's a missing spot there. The big highlight here is Lacrete, who was a single day stablemate from BreyerFest 2022. He actually won overall mini champion for me in one of my most recent live shows. And then I did get a new World Equestrian Games dressage horse, the chestnut there, if it'll focus on him, maybe not, because mine was definitely body quality. So same model, but that is a new version this year. Okay, and then at the very top are my Cantering Warm Bloods. I know I've added quite a few of these this year. They're on a different shelf than they were last year. Big highlights of this conga actually are all right in a row here. We've got Mini Manowar, Crêpe Suzette, the JCPenney Parade Appaloosa, and Delray, who was a Ponies and Palm Trees, the Florida event stablemate model. Then actually these 2 are pretty cool too. They're both new. The Black Leopard is from a JCPenney set. The Brown Leopard is from BreyerFest 2022. Okay, and then in this corner I have my very small China collection on some floating shelves. The big highlight here, really the only one I'll hit on, is my Beswick. This guy is super special to me. I actually got him the day that I got engaged, so he has a lot of sentimental value. And the rest of them are all various Hagen Renekers. Do have some more Breyer artwork over here in this corner, leading up to the last mini shelf. Thank goodness, because my arms are on fire. Okay, here at the bottom we have my Giselle Conga. Love these guys. I'm very excited to add Buggy, who is a BreyerFest limited edition this year. The big new highlight, at least here, is Ellington, who was a Deluxe Collectors Club special from 2022. And then of course my personal favorite is always the original, because he's just lovely. And then I have started collecting mini versions this past year, so there are now 3 of them. Toe Tapper and, I know the other one is a Stablemates Club horse, and I know his name starts with an S. But other than that, I do forget it. But I love these guys, they're very cute. Then we have my Darwin Conga. I do have the original. He is also out for repairs, just like Shiloh, so that's why there's an empty space there. But I love this Conga. It actually hasn't changed since last year. My favorite, as always, is Andante, the single-day stablemate from 2019. Okay, next shelf is probably my favorite mini Conga. These are my mini Albarozos. I do have a full set of the realistic mini Albarozos. My favorite would have to be Spetzel, who was a single-day stablemate from last year's BreyerFest. His color is just so cool. I do also love Mr. Chalice, though, who was the Deluxe Collectors Club stablemate from 2021. Okay, next up is the pony shelf. We have my Highland ponies. Big highlight there is Little Miss Iris, the Blue Roan Pinto. My Jumping Boys. My Shetland ponies, which the big highlight there is that gray he is a JCPenney special. And then my 2 Lyrics. Would love to add the Chestnut and the Gray Atlee at BreyerFest this year. Okay, last shelf are my drafty boys. We have quite a few cool horses here, actually. Jameson on the end there is a Stablemates Club model. Mini Dandy was the Vintage Club stablemate from 2022. Ooh, his name is escaping me, but then the Rhaenish draft there is a BreyerFest 2022 single-day stablemate, and then Glossyedaya was a Stablemates Club run that was a matte gloss split, and Little Giorgio was the Premier Club mini from 2022. Okay, I have to talk about London Pride too, because she's really cool. She's a single-day stablemate, new edition from last year. And then here is the rest of them, because there are so many. My arms are on fire, but here they are. They are lovely. Been really working on my draft mini collection this year. Okay, next we are going to move to my sport horse shelf in all of its glory. Lots of cool ponies on here, I'm excited. Okay, first we have my 3 show jumping warm bloods. I know Bolo is new from last year. Bolo is an event boutique model from the Scottsdale Stampede. He is very lovely. I like him a lot. Event models have become my jam. It's an expensive jam, but I do love them, so I was really happy to be able to add him. So next we have my Giselle Conga. I don't think this Conga has changed too much from last year, but here they are regardless. Would love to add a Chesapeake sometime soon. I think my favorite out of these ladies is probably Miss Teton, the web special. She was in America the Beautiful web special. I also do really love the silver black Slant Surprise. She's really lovely. It's hard to mess up this mold though. Okay, next we have my Tonalist Conga. As always, one of my favorite boys, a collection favorite there on the end, is Rialto. Very happy to have purchased him a few years ago before the market blew up too badly. We've also got Glossyedaya, who was new for the 2023 Collector Club Appreciation event. She is so cool. And then another collection favorite, and obviously the inspiration behind all of my branding, my profile picture, etc., is is Man of the Hour, who was the 2019 BreyerFest volunteer model. He's a lovely Bayron totalist. Okay, and coming down to this shelf, we have all of my Salinaros. I think this shelf has changed a little bit since last time. The biggest change is Mr. Salvino, who was the event model for Ponies and Palm Trees, and he is quite lovely. I love this color. Rubicon, the connoisseur, is obviously a highlight of this Conga as well. Glossyedaya. And I've also added a Fontainebleau. I don't know if he's new from last year or not, but he's relatively new. And he was a quote-unquote BreyerFest connoisseur. He's quite cool. And then we've got my Vallegros, who I know have not changed from last year. The big highlight there is Bondi, who was the event model from True Blue Breyer in 2021. And then I know my True Norths have also not changed, but here they are. My favorite out of these guys is definitely the original. He is very, very nice. Okay, and like I mentioned at the beginning, this is the back half of my middle shelf here. This is my Spanish horse shelf with a little bit of light horse flair thrown in on top. Okay, so this is my It's Just a Dream / Oasis Conga here. My big highlights for this Conga are definitely my Burnham, who is one of 50 made for the Sweet Home Chicago event. She is very, very lovely. She's also a collection favorite. I love her. As well as my Summer Love, who was a web special. She's a run of 250, and I believe she was from 2010, so she is in lovely condition and a lovely model for her age. She is 13 years old this year. Dang, girl. And then of course I do have the original Oasis, the connoisseur, who deserves mentioning as well. She's very lovely. And I keep thinking of cool horses in this Conga that I want to feature. Gold Raven, who is a World Equestrian Games special run, I believe from 2008, so she's also wearing her age very well. Okay, and down here starts my Andalusian Mare and Foal Conga. I have recently fallen in love with this mold, so I think most of these guys are going to be new from last year. I do have all 3 sets of Poppy and Ollie. They were Vintage Club 2023 runs, Gambler's Choice runs, so there were 3 color variations, all glossy. Here are the Palominos. They are really, really pretty. I love these guys. This run killed me. Here is the Perlino set. They're also very nice. Got the originals back there, which were one of my top editions from 2022, end of 2022. And then here we have the Bay Poppy and Ollie set, and Mamacita and Chico. And here, all by his lonesome, is the new Breyer Premier Run Animar. He'll be getting a brother, hopefully at BreyerFest though, so he won't be alone for too long. And then on the bottom here we have my Duende Conga. The big highlight here, and the only one that's new from last year, is my lovely Golden Sunset, who has actually taken the role, or taken the collection favorite, like the collection favorite title, which I have actually never handed out before. I've always just said, oh, these are my top favorites, but officially I have caved and I have said he is my collection favorite as of right now. So he's a very special guy. And then in this corner we have my one and only Peter Stone, who was intended to be a portrait model of my own horse. Okay, next we'll take a gander at the cube shelf that I have on the other side. This one is mostly draft horses, but I do have my newsworthy Conga on top because, big surprise, they would not fit anywhere else. So here they all are in all of their glory. Big highlights of this Conga here are definitely right in a row here. We've got Golden Boy, the connoisseur, Persimmon, the web special, who's becoming actually quite hard to find these days, and Spring Break, who is another event boutique model from the Sunshine Celebration, in 2011. So this guy is 12 years old. I would say he's also wearing his age quite well. And then my glossy easy to spot is also a fun highlight. Okay, and on the first set of cubes, we have my Giselle Conga. Big highlights here are my glossy gray Shire, who was a Collector Club appreciation event from one of the first years that they did them. He's a run of, I think, almost right at 200 or maybe even a little bit less, which is pretty cool. Then also Cardinal, who was a web special, if we'll focus on him, from 2022. Very happy to add him. He was a Birds of a Feather web special. And then, of course, the original down there in the middle. Okay, next shelf are my Georgs. I love this mold. He's so much fun. I think my big highlights for this mold would be the Vintage Club Julius, who was supposed to be a vintage style splatter dapple roan, strawberry roan, as well as Glossy Theo down there at the end in the middle. Glossy Theo is so cool. He actually was my first overall champion at a live show. He was overall reserve in traditional halter. That was at a show in the fall, I believe. And then I do have to hit on these two. This is my Lillian and Molly set. They were a Vintage Club run, I believe from like 2015 or 2017. I don't know, something older. And I've actually been trying to sell them for like 6 months, not really actively. I'll just like list them once in a blue moon and bring them up in conversation. And I think that I don't want to sell them because I love them and I feel obligated to sell them because I don't do anything with them. But now I've just decided that I might entirely stop trying to sell them and just have them be my mascots, because they have come with me to so many live shows to sit and be sales pieces that I think at this point they have become a little bit of an icon for me. So maybe they're just going to be my mascots from here on out. I don't know. To be determined. Oh no. Okay, they're really hard to see from the angle that I chose to film this at, but I'm going with it. So these are my Britians. We have Matte and Glossy Cheesecake, and then you truly cannot see him, but that's the regular run Gypsy banner, quote unquote, that Breyer released. So there they are. And these two you can see better. This is Samson, who was another Irish cob released by Breyer. He was a Tractor Supply special run that I love. He's my favorite out of this conga. And then Dagdia, the BreyerFest store special / limited edition. I don't remember what year he was from though, but he is a lovely Frisian on this mold. Okay, last but not least, we are going to go over my pony shelf. Very ominous. There are so many. First is my Flash Conga that has most definitely grown since last year. The big highlights of this conga are Midas, the web special, Juniper, the web special, and then my newest addition, the Liver Chestnut Ben Nevis, who was the, I think he was the 2020 volunteer model from BreyerFest. He was split between liver and regular chestnut, and so I would love to add a regular chestnut someday. But for now, the liver is absolutely gorgeous. Next we have my Rhiannon Cadels. The newest addition to this conga is actually the regular run set, the black set all the way there in the back. They're very cute. Next we have my Bouncers. Obviously the big highlight here and the new addition for this year is Boca, who was a run of 52 from the Ponies and Palm Trees event this year, boutique model. And you've probably heard his story. I'm not going to tell it in this video, but he has a lot of sentimental value and he's also edging on being a collection favorite. Next we have my 4 little Henrys. The big highlight there is Goji on the end, the right side. He was a web special from the Berry Ponies series. Next we have my 2 Astrids, the original, who is for some reason wearing a flower wreath, and then Rapunzel from BreyerFest. My 2 POAs, my lovely Misties. The big highlight for me here is Wish and Wonder. I think that they are so cute. And then all by his lonesome, we have Sir Nicholas from BreyerFest 2022. Okay folks, hopefully that was significantly shorter. I tried to make this like collection tour the abridged version. So hopefully this will be like less than an hour, which was about how long last year's was, and that was difficult for everybody, I'm sure. So that's my collection as of June 18th, 2023. I'm really happy with the direction my collection has gone in the past year, which is not too different from the direction it's been going in the past couple of years. Obviously, 95% of my focus, if not more than that, is on OF Breyer. I would love to continue down that road. I love collecting rarities. Right now, event models are kind of my jam, but eventually I'd love to get deeper into the rarities and the collectability side of OF Breyer. And I think I'm gonna need some new mini shelves soon because those were pretty full. I don't plan on stopping collecting minis anytime soon, so maybe we'll have to get some more of those for the new house. But that is all. Oh my goodness, if you're watching this either close to BreyerFest or on your way to BreyerFest, safe travels. I'm sure see some of you guys there. I'm so excited, so excited. And yeah, maybe the next video will be in the new horse room. If not, absolutely the next collection tour will be, because we are moving in like a month or two. So if anything, like I said at the beginning, maybe a clip or two from my BreyerFest, like whatever videos I come up with for BreyerFest would be in here. But that will definitely be it. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed seeing the horse room again and getting a tour of my collection, and I will see a lot of you soon, and if not, I will see you in the next video.